Hey everyone. This week we're going to go over some best practices for working with either Printful or Printify as a go-to print-on-demand solution within Wix. We work with a lot of clients that want to either start e-commerce brands and they're experimenting with different offerings such as branded merchandise or trying to create other type of branded gear that they can sell through their website, whether it's Wix, WooCommerce, Shopify. We have a lot of requests like that. Similarly, we have people who have started maybe say lifestyle brands. They have a podcast or they have some other type of primary business function, but they also want to introduce merchandise because their logos are very popular and they want to find more ways to connect with their audience as well as monetize their website and introduce new things to their audience. So in any of those scenarios, our go-to is always some combination of those two print-on-demand solutions, so Printful and Printify. And we'll put links and a little bit more background information in the video description. So we make this recommendation all the time to our clients, and we're involved with helping with that setup process. As I go through today, I'll show you how easily it can be done. But at the same time, if you have questions, I'll have a link in the description that lets you get in touch with the WD Strategies team, and we would be more than happy to help you out. So I have some steps set up that I'm going to walk you through so you can kind of see how this is done. Again, we're going to present it through the context of a Wix site today, and we can create some content that maybe talks about how to introduce them to other CMS platforms later on. So we'll walk through it. I have a lot of the steps set up already. I actually tried filming this the other day, but there was a little bit of lag time with as different pages and things are loading. So I'll go through some pre-set up steps and walk you guys through how that whole process begins. First things first, inside of your Wix website, the number one thing that you're going to have to make all of this possible is the Wix Stores app integrated. So very easy to add that. You'll go into the Wix app market and you'll make sure that e-commerce store is installed. Once it is, you'll see that it adds a number of different pages to the site. So we have our category page here, which is where all different products will appear by category. As you introduce new category types, you'll be able to see them display in the left-hand column here. The layout itself is usually starting from a very solid place, but at the same time, you can see, for example, this color is a little bit faded. It's not quite right. It automatically inserts account, login bar, and a cart. So there's some adjustments that are typically needed just to make sure that the header is fine-tuned. If anything within the site theme needs to be adjusted, those will be updates you want to make. Similarly, it'll add a cart page, which we can see here, a thank you page, different account pages. So you'll see that content come onto the site. We have the cart, for example, here. So you want to go through, you want to make sure each of them are customized. Side cart as well, and then the PDP, or the product detail page. This is where all product information will live for your business. So these couple of key components need to be set up ahead of time. This will give you a chance to just make sure that everything about the visual presentation of your new store fits your brand. Once that's in place, then you can start with the rest of the integration. So all of everything I just did there took place within Wix itself. After that point, you'll want to, again, we'll visit the Wix app market, and that's where you'll see Printful, and similarly, you'll see Printify. Again, those two we recommend using in conjunction because between those two of them, the selection you'll have is really strong. So the types of products you'll be able to offer, the different ways that you can build your brand, they work in parallel with one another, so you don't have to choose either or. So having both of them on there will give you the widest range of selection, and that's what we normally recommend to our clients. Once that's in place, with Printful being the example for today's video, you'll have a back end like this, and you'll have seen, so we'll go into the store for a minute, and you'll see some of the stores that we've set up either in test environments or things like that. We'll go into this store here, which is the one we're using for our demo purposes today. You can add a new product, which we'll go through just for argument's sake, but we'll also have this one that I took a little bit more time to create. But when you go through, what you can do is you can look at all different types of products on which your logo can appear. So anything from water bottles to calendars. I use the mug example, which is the one we're going to be working with. and you can get that add onto your site, and that'll be kind of the template. We'll use this one again just because it's formatted a little bit. When we update the design, you'll see how I just dragged very simply our company logo onto it, and it can be something as simple as what you see here. So we have the WD logo add onto the site. You'll see what that print area looks like and some of the ways that you can align it. So I've added my logo. I'm happy with how that looks, and we will move forward from there. So we'll say proceed to mockups. And again, we get to see just, again, what this is going to look like and what kind of mockups that we want to use. So in my case, we'll say basic. Well, I used this one as the main image inside of the site. And you get something like this. And we'll pull that up so you can kind of see what that preview looks like. And forgive me, it's a little bit pixelated on here, but you'll see how that comes over. And finally, you'll add to the store as that last step. In my case, we've added all variants to the store. If we were working with a new product, just so you can kind of see what that process is, we'll go through and we'll add, we want to add a nice water bottle as well. Same sort of thing. We'll go back to the uploads. We'll apply that WD logo, make it a much nicer size there. Continue. Same sort of thing. Basic mockup. This one, how about we do with a nice generated background? This is more in context. I think I'm going to choose that one for our purposes today. And then here's where the first place where you're able to set that description. So in our case, we will add the title. If we want to maybe say, for example, WD branded stainless steel water bottle. This is where you can make it a little bit more custom to your needs. Same for description. It'll include the basic product information. That's what we normally like to start with. And then any further adjustments, you'll see they can be made within the Wix site. Similarly, we have all products, which is the default category, if you remember from our Wix site. As you add more categories into your product, in your product catalog, you can add them here. If you want to just help yourself get ahead, when you import them into Wix, it will have some of those things set up already. So we'll look here at what the pricing is going to be. So we'll set a retail price. Let's say, for quick math, we'll do $30. And you'll see how that looks. So we have the price that we're going to be charged, which is $20.95, and we'll charge a customer $30. So it shows what that profit margin looks like. Some of the other options that they do have include where you pay pricing each month, or for a plan each month rather, and then that will affect the unit cost. So normally when we talk with the client, we'll recommend getting started with one of the free plans, like what WD has in place. But as you start to see positive market feedback and you see what models are selling best, then it makes sense to start improving your margins once you've got that customer validation. That's usually the workflow we recommend if you're just getting started, or if you know ahead of time that your customers like a particular design, or maybe you've tried doing them in more of a manual fashion right now, and you're looking to start using Printful or Printify to streamline your operations, you can get started with one of those plans ahead of time. So in our case, though, we're going to submit this to the store, and you'll see how this comes in. Quick generation, but we're going to go back here to our product page. So here you'll see the information that was imported through the mug product. And if I refresh, we will see that new water bottle that we just created together add to the store. Give it a second. There we go. So now we have that WD branded stainless steel. When we go into the product, what you'll see now is the layout, how it looks on the store. Maybe we say this is the best main image because that's the view that is going to be the strongest. We'll add this in. It has all the text that we add. And here's where, again, we can add something additional here. So we'll be able to make adjustments right within the platform. If we want to include anything about the brand, we can include it here. So if there is manufacturer information that we want to include, here would be an appropriate place to include that. The fulfillment is set up already with Printful. So that'll help calculate, the fulfillment process on the back end when a new order is received. It has the pricing that we set up. If, for example, we want to offer any type of discount, again, that is set on the Wix level. I wouldn't recommend making any adjustments with custom text because that defeats the purpose of the more automated flow with that connection with Printful's system. And then I'm guessing there probably are a lot of instances where offering the same product on subscription is going to make sense. So we're going to say that this is ready to go. It's in that all products category. If we want to add another, like drinkware, we can add that here, and that will be adjusted. So we'll save the product first, and then we'll talk about a couple of other best practices, again, just for getting started with e-commerce. Because you'll see I'm going in really from starting a store from scratch here in today's demo. If we want to start adjusting some of the SEO settings, this is where you're able to do so. So you've got that integration as well with SEMrush, where you can look at some possible keywords for which you might want to optimize this product. Similarly, this title tag is far too long. So we can make some adjustments here to make it a little bit more friendly for SEO, give it a proper meta description, adjust if we want a custom slug that uses keywords a little bit more appropriately. There are some additional adjustments that can be made inside of the structured data markup. We normally would recommend against that just because Wix does a really good job of giving you default advanced SEO settings for e-commerce as well as blog content. So usually there's not a lot of scenarios where you'll want to work there. And then finally, if you have a custom image that you want to show in the whenever you share it to social, so if you're posting it, that would be the best place to get that adjusted. And finally, what we'll go back to here so we can go to the URL. This is where you'll get to see what that product looks like. So here we have we haven't done any editing to the PDP, but you get a sense of how that logo is going to look on the bottle. This is what the customer sees. We didn't change our description except for that adding additional there, but you'll see how all of your text, everything flows through to the front end. And then you can add to cart or buy now, and the customer would proceed like a regular checkout. Once that checkout is complete, that order information gets shared back into Printful or Printify, and you can handle fulfillment through those platforms. So a very easy way of introducing new merchandise to your store without having to take on the burden of inventory. If, for example, you are someone that you do eventually want to make this a bigger part of your business. So for us as an agency, this isn't really going to be a big part of our operating model. But let's say you're a fitness brand, maybe you're a local gym that's experimenting with offering some different options to customers, and you decide, hey, the water bottles are really taking off, and I want to make that a regular part of what we do. That's the other thing that we always make sure to talk to clients about. Over time, if you need Printful or Printify to play more of a traditional manufacturer role, if you are going to be buying inventory in bulk and offering it in your physical location, as well as trying to improve margins on the back end, if that becomes a real, if you want it to become a profit center for your business, they do play that traditional role. You have that advantage of being able to work in a relatively low risk environment by setting up this integration. But as your business scales, there's the option to work with them at a higher level as you make this a bigger part of your business. So give this a shot if you're a Wix user right now. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'd be happy to take a look and help you grow your brand. Thanks for watching.